Hey everyone, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. It is Saturday, May 11th. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. In this video, we're going to do another edition of rapid fire news updates for the period May 4th to the 10th. And again, it's not to go into deep dive details. It's a high level overview. And if you want to dig into it more in your own time, feel free to do so. But maybe a little bit of a longer video today, as there was a lot of news and earnings last week. So before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You've been notified on any future videos or when I go live. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. I'm going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And you should never buy or sell anything based on anything I say. So the NASDAQ finally warming up to Canadian MJ companies with U.S. exposure. Could American growers be next? Jefferies analyst Owen Bennett flags talks between Kure Leaf, the largest U.S. MJ company, and major exchanges. So we know that Boris Jordan from Kure Leaf said that they've been in contact with a U.S. major exchange. And the fact that the NASDAQ is finally, quote unquote, warming up to Canadian MJ companies with U.S. exposure, one can only speculate and assume that it's more than likely the NASDAQ speaking with Kure Leaf. So that would be a massive catalyst to send the sector soaring into the end of the year if we do get uplisting. And we're already getting a little bit of a clue, right? We're seeing TerraSend and Kure Leaf starting to see more US MJ companies uplist to Toronto major exchanges. And the next step would be, the NASDAQ. So let's see whether or not, let me know your thoughts and comments on that in the conversation. In the comments, we'll continue the conversation there. But curious, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're going to see more and more MSOs uplist to the Toronto Stock Exchange, the major exchanges in Canada, or do you think they're just going to bypass that and start to go on the NASDAQ? Also, High Tide opened second Canna Cabana in Ajax, Ontario. As we know, Ontario doubling their store count, so they're continuing to roll out from 75 to get up to that 150 mark. A lot of work still to do. And then Germany is looking to fast track the second pillar and second phase of adult legalization and adult use, and that would be commercial sales and for profit. So a lot of work to do here in Canada for High Tide, but then they got a ton of growth potential with the second pillar of Germany, which is coming a lot sooner than we initially expected. And then obviously the US going to be a massive market, so lots of building and growth ahead. Oxley to report first quarter 2024 financial results on May 13th, 2024. So you can save the date. And then they also announced expansion into Quebec, and they launched new transformative pre-roll and vape innovation. So they're very sought after with regards to those two categories. They're category leaders in pre-roll and vapes. So I highly encourage you to check them out. High Times assets to be sold to the highest bidder. So the assets do not receive acceptable offers by May 17th. They will be placed on the auction block and sold to the highest bidder. So we'll see what happens with that. I didn't see that one coming, to be honest, but Delaware releases proposed regulations for adult use MJ sales as we continue to see more and more states. I think it's 38 now that are showing reform and some type of legalization, and then 24 adult use. So with Ohio being the most recent, and they just came online this month. And if anybody's from Ohio, let me know what are the prices like. What's the initial response when you find out? Also, MJ Moment reports that DEA administrator did not sign off on MJ the rescheduling order. Prohibitionist group says so. That's Sam. Smart approaches to MJ. I did a video on this, but essentially it was Kevin Sabat, just a hater of America and the American people apparently. But yeah, it was just a lot of FUD. And you can kind of start to paint a picture too, right? After a big bull move and after a big, arguably the biggest catalyst in the sector's history, after a big bull move and massive news, if it's something that's very controversial and it has to do with any kind of political pull, if there's any kind of, legislation or laws, that there's going to be FUD to go along with that, right? Because it's not something that, it just happens overnight. So when that happened, we knew to be expecting FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And all these articles came out right around the same time. So long road ahead for US MJ rescheduling, right? They weren't pumping that before. They'd wait until after the news comes out, the catalyst, and then they start to say, all of this stuff to try to instill fear, right? It says it could take up to 7 years for it to get rescheduled, but I just posted a video on rescheduling versus descheduling, and could the U.S. bypass Schedule 3 and just deschedule it altogether? I highly encourage you to check that out, but each and every day I'm thinking more and more that, we're going to potentially see descheduling, which the market would absolutely go ballistic if that were to be the case. And I think a lot of people aren't expecting that. And again, check out that video for all of my thoughts on that. DEA head tells lawmakers it would be inappropriate to comment on MJ rescheduling proposal due to ongoing administrative process. So they're talking about Ann Milgram. I posted a video on this as well. You can just check out the channel if you want to see that. And I also posted the clip where she said that. And you can see it right from the horse's mouth. Congressional researchers say it's likely MJ will be rescheduled, but it wouldn't fix federal-state policy gaps. So good thing we have the CAOA and the States Act, but I think the most likely scenario is we get the CAOA, potentially approved, whether it be, another piece of legislation we'll see, or a different bill, but we'll see what happens. But like I said, I highly encourage you to check that out. I think that video that I made be very, very beneficial for everyone. Also, the White House declines to say whether Biden supports MJ rescheduling proposal from DOJ. So again, they just continue to be ambiguous. So it's not MJ moment that's spreading FUD, but it's just FUD from the White House, because they want to keep everybody guessing, right? It's like, do they support it? Do they not support it? It's just that little bit of uncertainty, right, and doubt that, rather than just coming out and telling the people. I mean, we already know that. We were sharing it over in the PAL Group private community. I'll go over here. Yeah, right here. So where I stand on MJ laws, Biden president. No one should be in jail for MJ use. Decriminalize recreational MJ use and automatically expunge prior convictions. Legalize medical MJ. Allow states to legalize recreational marijuana. So again, leave it up to the states. And I think that's going to be the most likely scenario, where they will deschedule it, but leave it up to the states. Reschedule marijuana so researchers can study it and its health impacts, right? So the medicine of the future, plant medicine, and just truly something that has no business being on Schedule 1 with the likes of heroin and other very addictive and non-medical purpose drugs. Also, Florida Republicans officially oppose adult use cannabis legalization. So I don't know what they're trying to do here. Like, are they trying to lose in the elections? I don't know. Maybe they get that small posse, but I don't see how that could be a wise move. And leading into the elections, there's a very good possibility, I've been saying for a while now, that MJ is going to run after the crypto alt season. And as of right now, Trump is a major endorser of crypto. He's really pushing crypto and saying how he wouldn't kill it or anything like that. So it's going to be interesting. Could be an MJ and crypto type of election. All right, and we're back. Had to pause the video. My daughter was crying. She woke up from a nap, and have her in my arms at the moment. So we'll see if we can get through the rest of this video. So Ascend Wellness announces Q1 2024 financial results. If you haven't seen those, check it out. They're also waiting for a potential return on their 280E, so a refund on their 280E taxes, similar to Kure Leaf. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not other US MJ companies start to follow suit. Also, Canopy USA exercises options to acquire Jetty, Wana, and MJ companies. So they're looking at potentially acquiring Acreage as well, but that one's taking a little bit longer because it's a publicly traded company. Also, Village Farms International reported strong Q1 2024 results. I did a video on that as well, so if you want to check that out, you can learn more about that in that video. Verono Q1 revenue falls, and they generated $221 million in revenue, exceeding guidance, but they also had increased gross profit margin by nearly 300 basis points year over year. And one thing I just want to remind everybody is, the average, if you look at some of these statistics, the average ounce that's being sold in the US is like anywhere from $300 to $400. So here in Canada, it's like $50 USD compared to $300 to $400. And you got to remember, it's still illegal in the United States, so it has that inflated price, but eventually margins will likely come down. But 280E going away will be huge as well. But those margins are definitely, I think Kure Leaf had like 58% margin. So we're going to see that come down in a big way. And there's going to be a lot of competition in the US market as well. So just be very mindful of that. Also, Aurora marks first shipment of medical MJ to the New Zealand market as it continues to expand. We're seeing lots of the Canadian companies expand, and Kure Leaf as well. They're calling themselves the multi-country operator now. Also, I Am Cannabis reports first quarter financial results. This is a company I've been getting a lot of questions about. I believe they have a partnership with SNDL as well, but personally I don't own it in my portfolio. Also, Organogram to report second quarter fiscal 2024 results on May 14th, 2024. So I'll be covering those. Also, C21 Investments announced preliminary year-end results. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out. Also, Thailand doing all kinds of crazy stuff here, some shenanigans. Thailand Prime Minister calls for recreational MJ to be outlawed. So you think it's been rough in the United States? Well, Thailand really messing with the people. Green Thumb Industries grows revenue 11% in Q1. They absolutely destroyed on earnings and the estimates. If you haven't seen the video that I posted on that, you can check that out as well. But another very strong report from the U.S. operators. GrowGeneration also reported first quarter 2024 financial results, and the are you okay? And the stock was soaring shortly after. True Leaf reported first quarter 2024 results, demonstrating core business strength and cash generation. So again, I already covered a video on this, so if you want to check that out, you can learn more. But real quick, biggest highlight was 58% gross margin. But as I said, that more than likely won't remain that way for very long, especially after we start to see the rollout and the full-blown federal legalization. 280E will be huge, but as we know, Truly's already getting a refund as well. So other companies more than likely stand to benefit more. Also, SNDL reports first quarter 2024 financial and operational results. They saw their revenue drop sequentially quarter over quarter of about just over 50 million. And they said it was due to seasonality, which if you look at the previous period and season, it did drop, I think, like 30 some million. I think it was like 35 million. But interesting to see that it dropped over 50 million this time. And they also said on the call that it was attributed to Valens and getting rid of some of the revenue that wasn't driving profitability. So all of that was why they missed big on revenue and why we had that big of a drop in terms of revenue. But they did beat in terms of EPS. SNDL and Nova MJ complete the assignment of Dutch Love stores to Nova Cannabis. And then the Cannabis company reported first quarter 2024 results as well. You can check out that press release for more details. Kronos Group reported 2024 first quarter results. And net revenue in Q1 2024 increased by 30% year over year to 25.3 million, and industry-leading balance sheet with 855 million in cash and cash equivalents. So that is a boatload of cash that they're sitting on. We'll see what their plan is for mergers and acquisitions down the line. Also, MariMed reported first quarter 2024 earnings. Try to get through the rest of this video here. Go a little quicker. Verono announced first quarter 2024 financial results. States collected record $4 billion in cannabis taxes in 2023. So it's going to be huge, big business for all of these countries and around the world. And it's going to add a ton of jobs as well. Also, IIPR reported first quarter 2024 financial results as well, and Nova Cannabis did. They came in at 0.01 loss per share, and they had 64.3 million in revenue, up 6.8% from Q1 2023, and net loss of 333,000. All right, moving through. My daughter's definitely getting a little restless here, so I'll, like I said, try to speed this up a little bit. MJ REIT New Lake invests 16 million in C3 Industries cultivation operation. And we had most Americans who have tried MJ or psychedelics had positive experiences, survey says. Cory Booker also visits MJ manufacturer in California amid renewed push for federal legalization bill. So, like I said, he's one of the big drivers behind the CAOA. So let's see if we can get this across the finish line. Also, Kure Leaf reported first quarter 2024 results. I did a video on that as well, so you can check out that video for more details. Leafly Holdings, Inc. reported first quarter 2024 financial results as earnings season continued. But yeah, it was a very busy week. TerraSend also reported first quarter 2024 financial results. And we had Jushi. They reported first quarter as well. And Planet 13. I think that was it for earnings. Also, True Leaf to open medical cannabis dispensary in Stuart, Florida, as they continue to roll out their store count. I think they said on the call that they're looking to open like 25 more stores in 2024. Also, the DEA appears to question marijuana's medical value despite rescheduling recommendation. Again, just more FUD and nonsense, really, frankly. Like over 250 plus pages from HHS and research and evidence as to why it has medicinal value. and we still get, these clowns over here still. I just, it's hard to even fathom sometimes what these people, they even have a brain. I don't know. Just seems like another scare tactic. Another poll also shows that MJ legalization in Florida, the ballot initiative, is just shy of support for passage. So I really do think that the most likely scenario is it's going to get approved. They'll more than likely get that 60% threshold and get adult use legalized in the state. Sunshine State. Can't wait to go back. Been there, I don't even have, probably like 6 or 10 times, and I was there about a year and a half ago, so I'd love to go back soon. But what a great excuse would it be to go back if they legalize adult use. It would more than likely, if it does get approved, it would more than likely be enacted at some point in the summer of 2025. All right, enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. Let me know what you think of this news, and we'll continue the conversation in the comment section below. All right, see you on the next one.